Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. I don't think you quite understand how great this game's gonna be. Not only is it the direct sequel to Budokai Tenkaichi 3, but its whole reason for being created is to satisfy the OG Dragon Ball game enjoyers, while also appealing to the newer crowd like Xenoverse or Fighters. Sparking Zero is not only going to be amazing for Dragon Ball fans, but it's going to revolutionize all future games as well. Don't believe me? Let me show you. In case you weren't old enough or just don't remember, let's do a quick recap. Starting with the Budokais and moving on to the Tenkaichis, a huge cult following for this style of fighting games erupted. Now, some were really good, and well, some were, how do I say this? Not really good. When we all just about gave up on the return for this historic franchise, Sparking Zero was announced. And oh my God, it's everything we wanted. That's all the recap for now. Hopefully by the end of this video, I've achieved two things. One, if you were already hype about this game, then I hope I hyped you up even more. And two, if you were on the fence about this game, then I hope I convinced you that you just need to, pre-order this game. All right, let's get into it. Now, I'm not going to do a huge deep dive into every minute detail in this game, but I will say a few things on the gameplay. I mean, the mechanics speak for itself. This game was built with the bones of BT3, and the gameplay reflects that. Not only do most of the combos work from BT3 into Sparking Zero, but also smaller details like uppercuts or leg sweeps, they're pretty much the same. Now, don't get me wrong. They did add a few new gameplay mechanics, such as deflecting key waves, which cost 2 blast gauges, and also the verticality in this game. Now, I've watched a lot of the demo gameplay, and I have yet to see the skybox limit. In all the old Tenkaichis, you might remember that little glass wall you'd run into, which was the border of the playable area. I have yet to see that in the demos. So it really makes you wonder, how big are these stages? And of course, with all of that being said, you have the classics returning, like beam clashes, rush clashes. Oh, you don't know what I'm talking about? Here, let me show you. All right, you can't make that up. It legit just fell off. I swear on everything that wasn't scripted. But in case you're worried about buying new controllers, they did change the button you have to press for those matches. Thank you, Bandai. 2 words. Holy shit. I didn't think a Dragon Ball game can look this good. And I know what you're thinking. Well, hey, Jay-Z, what about Kakarot? Yeah, that game looked great. But can I be real for 1 second? I hated the gameplay of Kakarot. The story was cool, but listen. Don't be mad at me. The gameplay just wasn't for me. But the art style. I'm so happy to see characters like Dr. Gero or buffed up Roshi just look so good. Like, dude, this is 2024, and I'm talking about the Budokai Tenkaichi series. Like, this is a dream come true, man. Look how good it looks. Look at it. I can confidently say this is probably the best looking Dragon Ball game to date. Argue with me. This is the part I was waiting for to talk about. The story. When I was a kid and we didn't have an online mode, we would just replay the Dragon Ball story over and over and over again. And every year we'd get a new Dragon Ball game where we'd have to replay the story over and over and over. But this game, you'll be playing as an individual character. So let's just say Goku, for example, and you'll be confronted with what if scenarios through the main story. You want Piccolo's help to go fight Raditz? Sure, you can do that. But me, I'll be declining Piccolo's help, and I'll be just taking my good old pal Krillin to go fight Raditz. Or hey, ever thought about Goku going Super Saiyan in the Saiyan arc? Me too. Well, guess what? You can. Not only can you play all these what if scenarios in your first run through, but you can also make custom ones. Did you hear me? You can make custom what if scenarios. So maybe one day you're playing online, you get pissed off that you keep getting smacked by Beerus's. Go make a what if scenario where you're using Chi-Chi against Beerus and you're smacking the absolute dog piss out of him. You can do that. Or if you're not creative enough, go online and find one that somebody else published. Yeah, dude, you can play what if scenarios made by random people around the world. Imagine the possibilities. God of Destruction Tien, I can smell you. This is going to be one of the greatest storylines in any Dragon Ball game ever. Yeah. That sounds right. Did I even need to add this as a segment? Story mode, what if story mode, offline battles, couch co-op, tournament, spectating mode. I have to say this again, and no, it's not because I ran out of options, but online what ifs. Dude, you're not going to run out of them. You're not. And ranked play and plenty more that's going to be announced in the coming months. Oh yeah, in raid battles, that's probably going to get confirmed. Don't tell me it's not. There's going to be no shortage of replayability with this game. I'm just excited to see what else Bandai cooks up because I know they're not done. Now, in case you haven't been up to date with all the beta tests and the demos being played around the country, they're playing on a pretty early build of the game. And yet it still looks amazing. The Super Saiyans look cleaner. The key waves look better. The overall oomph of the game. You know what I'm talking about? Like when you'd get uppercut in the older DB games, like you'd feel that, you know? And a lot of the community is saying that this game is kind of lacking the oomph in some of the punches or uppercuts. And it seems like every showcase they do, it looks a little oomfier. I feel like they're mastering the physics in this game with every update they put out. Like if I'm uppercutting Frieza, I want to feel that. Like, no, for real, I want to feel that. I don't know what you do in your free time, but when you're bored, just go ahead and look at some reviews for the beta test. Some of the shittiest critics that rate every game poorly are giving this game a 10 out of 10. The game is still less than 3 months away. Oh my God, it's only less than 3 months. There's a lot they can get done and polished by then. So if there is something that you don't like, they'll probably fix it. This is a multi-billion-dollar company. Just check, Dragon Ball is worth $23 billion. And that's not including the video games. That's just manga and anime. What kind of idiots buy manga? Let me crush that last sliver of doubt you have in your mind. You're probably thinking what I am. None of my friends are buying this game. Like none of them. Listen, as I said, this is 2024. Most of my friends now I met online, whether it's a subreddit or Twitter or just finding yourself a streamer live on Kick Monday, Wednesday, Friday. There's a whole community like you that simply won't buy this game because they don't have friends to play with. Don't let that stop you. If you're introverted, step over that little hump. Make some friends in the community. I know how it is. It's really hard to get excited about a game when people around you just aren't. Listen, there's a reason they're making this game. It's because millions of people like you and me wanted it. So if you want to be surrounded by a bunch of people that are excited about this game as well, just go do a quick search on the internet, man. You'll find that. Just in case you don't use Reddit or Twitter, people are excited. Literally every swipe on Twitter, I see some weeb just like me talking about Vegeta's hairline and how good it looks in Sparking Zero. So the community's hype, and you should be too. I'm going to keep this segment short and sweet. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 came out in October of 2016, and they're still getting monthly updates 8 years later. You see where I'm getting at? No? Let me explain. They are pumping out monthly updates for a game that came out 8 years ago that averages under 2,000 players a day. This is not going to be a yearly release like NBA 2K or Madden. No, this is very different. Do you understand how long this game's life cycle is going to be? Respectfully, and don't get offended when I say this, Xenoverse is not Tenkaichi. Meaning, the ceiling they had for the Xenoverse series was never as high as what they had for the Sparking series. Bandai knows what they're doing. They know this game's gonna be a hit. Now, I don't want to jinx anything here. I feel very comfortable saying that we can expect constant updates for years to come. So the overall potential for this game, I hate to say it, but it's going to burst the limit. Get it? In conclusion, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero promises to deliver an exhilarating experience for fans and newcomers alike. From its stunning visuals and innovative gameplay mechanics to its deep storyline and robust multiplayer options, every aspect of this game is crafted to immerse you into the Dragon Ball universe like never before. Whether you're a longtime fan of this series or simply looking for a thrilling gaming experience, the features that we've discussed should leave you feeling so confident in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. I definitely didn't have a robot type that part out for me. Welcome to the end of our yap session. If you've made it this far into the video, first of all, hope you enjoyed. Second of all, if you watched the entire thing, you think you just tap that sub button for me? And hey, man, if you're feeling frisky, maybe that like button too while you're at it. Second of all, and this is for the people that stuck around to the very end, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give away a free copy of Sparking Zero for one lucky person in the comment section down below. All you have to do is let me know who your favorite Dragon Ball character is. That's all. That will tell me if you stay to the end. Other than that, I got nothing left to say, except for if you want more videos just like this, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe because there's going to be a ton of Sparking Zero videos when the game drops. I still can't believe I broke this controller.